It's going down. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And as always, I would like to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of It's Going Down, being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Soaring energy prices cost EU $1 trillion. A message from Bloomberg. The estimated drain is reportedly just the start of the deepest energy crisis in decades. So what we're seeing here is EU's going through the worst energy crisis in decades, which there is 10 years in a decade. So when they say decades, we're talking possibly 30, 40 years, 30, 40, 50 years since it's been this bad or even worse. So European Union member states have spent roughly $1 trillion, 940 billion euros, in the face of the bloc's worst energy crisis in decades. Bloomberg is reporting on Sunday, citing calculations based on market data. Soaring energy prices have sent its economies plunging into recession as most member states opted to stop importing gas from Russia, facing the necessity to turn to more expensive supplies. The agency highlighted that the total estimated losses marked just the beginning of a full-scale crisis, as a period of high prices for energy could last years. While aid is already becoming unaffordable, the security of energy supply is expected to remain an issue beyond next winter, after filled gas storage facilities across the region are emptied. The nations of the EU will have to refill their gas reserves for the next cold season, with no deliveries from Russia, which also heats up competition for tankers. Even with more import terminals for liquefied natural gas, LNG, coming online, the crisis will reportedly loosen its grip only in 2026. See, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Who said there was going to be a 2026? But you see that is the pride of these Edomites. Okay, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. You see, in the back of their mind, they're thinking there's going to be a 2035, there's going to be a 2040. Nah, this kingdom could actually be out. This kingdom could be out of there as of next year. Next year could be the year that Yahweh Shai returns, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and completely destroy this kingdom and deliver his elect man. I mean, hell, by 2026, you Edomites could probably be in slavery by then. Hell, even by the year 2024, 2024, you Edomites could probably be in slavery. You talking about a 2026? Okay, the book of James, I believe the 4th chapter speaks about that. Go to now, ye that say today and tomorrow, we will go into such a city and get gain, but you know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even but a vapor that appeareth for a moment and vanisheth away. For that we ought to say, if it be the Lord's will, we would do this and that. But the Lord is not even in their thoughts. What is that? Psalms chapter 14 verse 1. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God. So they're not thinking about Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. They're thinking about their own agenda, their own belly, achieving their own vain goals, which is what? Setting up new world order and ruling forever, which is not going to happen. Because according to Job, the 20th chapter, when you are about to fill your belly, when you are about to establish your new world order, that's when the Heavenly Father is going to send his son, Yahweh Shai, back to eradicate you. So it says, when additional production capacity from the United States for Qatar becomes available, At the same time, prices should remain high to attract the liquid natural gas away from other buyers, from energy-hungry Asian buyers. It says a state of emergency could linger for years. For years. Come on, man. It says, according to Brussels-based think tank Bruegel, as quoted by Bloomberg, once you add everything up, bailout subsidies, it is a ridiculously large amount of money. Martin Devenish, a director at consultancy SRM, told the agency, it is going to be a lot harder for governments to manage this crisis next year. A rush to fill storage during summer, despite all-time high prices, has softened the supply squeeze so far. However, freezing weather is expecting to give the region's energy system the real test this winter. Last month, Germany's energy regulator, the Federal Network Agency, warned that German households and small businesses have failed their first gas-saving test. The regulator noted that a reduction in consumption of at least 20% was required to avoid a gas shortage in the coming months. All judgment coming from the Lord. Okay, let's go to Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. Okay, Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So every morning doth the Lord bring his judgment to light. Okay, he faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So this is a part of the Lord's judgment right here. The Lord is judging the wicked. You see, a lot of you Edomites, you don't realize, you think that you're going to be judged whenever the Lord comes back. Nah, you're going to be judged. You're going to be judged before Yahweh Shai come back. And and right now, you guys are being judged. Okay? The Lord is taking away your heat from you. He's taking away your energy and your gas supply. And basically, the Lord got you guys down there in Europe freezing. Okay? We cannot forget about the fact that America was established by Britain. When Britain came down here to America to war with the inhabitants of America, what did Britain do when they came down here? Well, when Britain came down to America, invaded America, right, in order to colonize the country, basically, while Britain was down here warring with these Americans, right, while they were warring against Spain, because Spain also came down here, ultimately Spain colonized the southern parts of America, such as Florida, Mexico, Mesoamerica, which Meso just mean middle, middle America, and then of course Spain, they colonized the western and the southern parts of Brazil. They also colonized Puerto Rico. Before then, it was not called Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is actually Spanish. That's where the Spanish come from. They come from Spain. Okay, so when the Spanish, when they colonized so-called Puerto Rico, they changed that place to Puerto Rico, whereas Porto is Spanish for port. Then you got Rico, which is Spanish for rich. So Puerto Rico literally means rich port. They also colonized Cuba, which is why you got a lot of Cubans that speak Spanish. Okay, but their original native language was not Spanish. So again, the Britons were warring against the Spanish, and they were also warring against Americans, so-called Americans. And this was after, these devils don't put us into captivity. They had Gad. The Britons had some of the native Indians. When I say the native Indians, I speak of Gad, the North American Indians. I speak of the Taino Indians, which are the Puerto Ricans. The Seminole Indians, which are from the tribe of Reuben. The Puerto Ricans are from the tribe of Ephraim. The Aztec Indians, which are the Mexicans, for the tribe of Issachar. Okay, these are the native Indians that originally inhabited these lands. Okay, even the Cubans from the tribe of Manasseh, okay, they used to live over here on the Americas, but then they got put on slave ships and they got taken out to an island to go dig for go dig for treasures for these devils, and ever since then they just remained on the island of Cuba. But yeah, the Britons had some of these native Indians fighting alongside them to fight against the Spaniards. Or no. I believe the Spaniards had hired some of the native Indians to fight against the Britons. But you devils got a lot to pay for, man. And according to the scriptures, you got to pay for your crimes. The Lord is not a respecter of persons. You can read that in Colossians 3 verse 25. There is no respect of persons with Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. So, hey man, y'all got to pay for y'all crimes. And the Lord is judging y'all. And soon America's already being judged. High food prices. There's a gas shortage going on in America. Okay, there's a global food crisis going on. Okay, so I mean that pretty much that was it. The Lord is bringing judgment on you so-called white people. With that, I'm gonna say shalom. So on to the next one.